money cards, here's a tip for you. Never bet at all lower than the 2 on card sharks. This is the game where a single turn of the cards can win you up to $32,000 in cash. Now, here's your host, the star of Card Sharks, Brandon Scruggs. Hello once again, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another episode of Card Sharks right here at FVG Productions. Glad to see you guys once again. We have another great episode on the way, and a great champion here ready to defend his crown. So let's meet the players for our first game here on today's episode of Card Sharks. Starting with our returning champion, whose 2-game cash winnings total a whopping $35,000. It's Kevin. Kevin, welcome back, sir.
I appreciate it. I want to thank the mental hospital for allowing me to come back and play today.
Yes, we're happy they were allowed us to sign the release forms to let you come back and play again today. Are you ready to see if you can rack up some more money for yourself?
I got to pay that bill somehow, so yes, let's do it.
All right, well, best of luck to you. Playing against you in our first game of Card Sharks here today, and playing the blue cards, we have Justin. Justin, welcome in.
Thank you.
Justin's done pretty well on the show so far this season, but he hasn't been able to put a whole lot of runs together. You ready to see if you can go back at it and try again?
Let's do this.
All right, well, best of luck. You guys know how this works. Again, it's a simple game of high-low. Call your way across the board of your cards. First person to make it all the way to the end for each round wins the round, gets $250. Takes 2 rounds to win the match, and then winner goes on to the money cards for a chance at $32,000 in cash. Came very close to giving it away yesterday. Hopefully today's the day we see somebody pull it off here. So best of luck to both of you as we go to our first question, as always, to our champion, Kevin. Kevin, we asked 100 people, would you rather be able to read the minds of all men or women? How many of those 100 people said they'd rather be able to read the minds of all men?
That is an interesting question because I think that men would want to read the minds of women and vice versa. Actually, I think more men want to be able to read women's minds than vice versa, though I think there's an interest in both genders. But the question was, how many said they'd rather read a woman's mind?
Read a man's mind.
A man's mind. Actually, I think it's going to be a low number because there's only 3 things all men think about: eating, sleeping, sex. So, 35.
I was going to say 35 out of 100 say they'd rather be in the minds of men. Justin, higher or lower than 35?
I'm going to go higher.
Say higher than that. All right, if the answer is higher than 35, Justin will play his cards first. If it's not, Kevin will play his. The actual number of people that would rather read the minds of all men versus all women is 42. It's just a bit higher.
I think it's going to be a low number.
A little less than half, but yeah, pretty. You're right on equal parts there, I'd say. All right, Justin, you won the question. That means you get your chance to play your cards first. So let's take a look at your opening card. Your base card is a deuce.
Oh, boy.
Higher than the deuce. It's a queen.
Continue. Lower.
Hang on, lower than the queen. Yes, it's a 7. Freezing right there with the 2-card advantage, keeping the champion away from his card. Little strategy as he tries to get into this game here. All right, question 2 goes to our challenger, Justin. Justin, we asked 100 men on this one. We asked 100 men. Would you rather lose half your hair or half your hearing? How many of 100 men said they'd rather lose half their hearing?
I almost would lose neither. Because I like my hair and hearing. Oh boy. 37.
Let's say 37 out of 100 said they'd rather lose their hearing versus their hair. Kevin, higher or lower than 37?
They'd rather lose their hearing versus their hair? Lower.
It's even lower than that. The actual number of men that would rather lose their hearing versus losing their hair is 36. It is just one lower.
Oh.
Yeah.
Justin's so close to getting that one. Right on the night. All right, Kevin, that means you won the question. You get to take a look at your base card for this first game. A king.
Lower than the king.
Lower than a king. It's a 10.
Let's go lower than the 10.
Right on, lower than the 10 again.
Higher.
Oh, no, another 10. You lose both of those cards there. And a free shot for Justin to play off the 7.
Let's try higher.
And the odds higher than the 7. Yes, it's a 9.
I'm gonna risk it lower.
This is lower than 9. You got game 1 of the match. Lower than the 9. No, it's another 9. You lose both those cards there as well. Tried to make a play. Didn't quite work out for you there. But again, still anybody's game as we go to question 3 back to the champion, Kevin. Kevin, we asked 100 travelers. Would you rather have lived in ancient Greece or ancient Egypt? How many of 100 travelers said they'd rather live in ancient Greece?
Ooh. 43.
43 out of 100 said they'd rather live in ancient Greece. Justin, higher or lower than 43?
I'm gonna go higher.
A little higher than that. I've always been a fan of Egyptian culture myself, so for me personally, I would rather have lived in ancient Egypt, but that's just me. Actual number of people that would rather live in ancient Greece versus ancient Egypt is 56. It is a little higher.
Now, I think a lot of ancient Egypt. I'll tell you why too. You talk about if you go back to the days of Moses, and you don't want to live during the 10 plagues.
That is quite true. All right, Justin, you got control of your cards. You've got that 7.
Change it.
All right, that 7 now change. It becomes a queen.
Lower.
Lower than the queen. A deuce.
Higher.
Higher than the deuce. You get game 1 of the match. Higher than the deuce. It's a 7. He's got game number 1. Congratulations, sir. That is $250 in
Good
your
job.
bank there. We got our first game of the match, so now we're going to clear out the cards and get everything.
Yeah, I came back yesterday.
Yeah, you did. You're going to have to do it again if you want a shot to stay in this one as we go to.
It ain't gonna happen.
We'll see about that. Like I said, plenty of game left. So we'll go on to game number 2 here. First question is going to go to you on this one, Justin. We asked 100 people on this one. Would you rather have dinner with the president or have dinner with your favorite celebrity? How many of 100 people said they'd rather have dinner with their favorite celebrity?
I would definitely love to do that. Ooh. 70.
70 out of 100 say they'd rather have dinner with their favorite celebrity. Kevin, higher or lower than 70?
Like the number, Justin.
Ooh. Higher.
Let's say even higher than that.
Yeah.
The actual number of people that rather have dinner with their favorite celebrity versus having dinner with the president is 63. It's not higher.
Cool.
All right, Justin, you got control of the cards. Your base card for game number 2 here, a 6.
Change it.
Changing that 6. The next card off the top of the deck, that 6 now becomes a 9.
What the heck? Lower.
Going lower than the 9. No, it's a king. You lose that one. Kevin, a free
I'm
chance
back.
to play with your cards. Your base card is a 6.
Higher.
Higher than the 6. No, it's a 2. Losing those tough cards for the first one here. Let's go to question number 2. Back to the champion, Kevin. Kevin, we asked 100 people. Which beverage do you prefer, tea or coffee? How many of 100 people said they prefer tea?
Ooh. I personally like coffee myself, and there are those who like tea and coffee. That's really tough. I think coffee is more popular than tea. And the question being, how many would rather have tea? I'm going to say 36.
36 out of 100 said they prefer T. Justin, higher or lower than 36?
I'm gonna go higher.
We go even higher than that. The actual number of people that prefer tea over coffee is 48. It is higher.
Wow.
I'm one of those people. I only drink coffee when I absolutely have to stay awake. Otherwise, I'm a sweet tea guy all day long. That's me. Just
Good.
Yeah, something like black tea or like builder's tea.
Once again, change it.
all right. So go and change that 9. 9 now becomes a 4.
Much better. Higher.
Higher than the 4. It's an ace.
Hey, lower.
Lower than the ace. Oh no! Got caught with double aces.
What?
Messed up, dude. That is messed up.
Kevin, free shot with the 6.
Let's go higher.
Higher than the 6. An ace.
Lower.
Lower than the ace. It's a 3.
Oh, come
Higher.
Higher than the 3.
on. Two.
Another ace.
Lower.
For to tie up the match and a $500 bonus, lower than the ace. It's a 3. He's got it.
Ace says, you
I'm
just make the
back.
rest.
I'm back.
What about the 3?
Swept the board there and got himself a $500 bonus for going all the way across. That's $750 you just won there, Kevin. But more importantly, you've tied up the match 1 game apiece. Both players now need 1 more game to win. We're going to go to our tiebreaker round. But first, we're going to take this quick commercial break. When we come back, we'll see who's going to be playing the money cards right after this. So stay tuned, folks. Welcome back to Card Sharks here, all tied up 1 game apiece between Kevin and Justin. Start our tiebreaker round. 3 cards on the board, 3 questions in my hand. 1 person's going to get a shot to go on and play the money cards. We're going to see who it's going to be as we go to our first question here. This one goes to Kevin. Kevin, we asked 100 people. We asked 100 people, would you rather fall off the Empire State Building or drown at the bottom of the ocean? How many of 100 people said they'd rather fall off the Empire State Building?
Ooh.
Oh, wow.
Oh my god.
That's a tough call, man.
Oh. How many would rather fall off the Empire State Building? Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. I'm gonna give. I'm gonna be a real nice guy to Justin and give him a coin toss. 50.
50, right up the middle. All right. Justin, higher or lower than 50?
Lower.
Let's say lower than that. Actual number of people that would rather fall off the Empire State Building versus drowning in the bottom of the ocean is 74. It's not lower. I'm really surprised at that. Because I guess...
Hey, no one wants to drown.
Go bungee jump.
Yeah, drowning would suck.
Drowning does stink. But yeah, the death from the fall would actually be instant. So, yeah.
Instantaneous.
Yep. Less painful, I guess, on this one. But more importantly, Kevin, you've got control of the cards in this tiebreaker round, and you start this game off with an 8 right up the middle.
How about a good change there?
We'll see what we got. Next card off the top of the deck. The 8 now becomes a 4.
Higher.
Going higher than the 4. It's a Jack.
Oh, come on, baby. Lower.
Lower than the Jack for the game and the match. It's a 6. We got it. He's retained the championship.
He rolled today.
Congratulations to you, Kevin. You got that game in the match. You're up to $36,000. You're going to go on to play the money cards in just a moment. Well, Justin, you played a good game, sir. You're not leaving here empty-handed. We've got you $250 in cash and some nice parting gifts for you as well, okay?
Good game, Justin.
All right, Kevin, if you're ready, let's go on and see how you do playing the money cards.
Oh, yeah.
All right, welcome to Money Card Land. You know how this works. You start across the bottom row with $200 in brand new betting money. Bet your way across the bottom row till you get to that second row. We give you an additional $400 there. And again, minimum bet's $50 in $50 increments, all the way till you get to the top row where that big bet lights, where you must bet at least half your money. And of course, you can change one card on each row with one of the 3 cards we have on the side of the board. Again, if you do a perfect double, double, double all the way to the top of the board, you can walk away with the top prize of $32,000 in cash. You were one card away from doing it yesterday. We hope you can pull it off here today. So best of luck.
I'm gonna do my best.
Best of luck to you. Let's deal out those cards and give you a fresh.
Some encouragement, guys.
There we go.
All right,
Fresh $200 for you, and we'll see. We start with your money card run begins with a 6.
That's not a good start. Let's change it with number 3.
Changing with card number 3, that 6 now becomes a 5. A little bit better.
Well, it's not going to be today. Let's go $50 higher.
Play minimum bet $50 higher than the 5. Yes, it's a 9. You've got $250 now, but you got a little worse card, unfortunately, at this point.
I'll go $50 higher.
Playing the minimum bet again, $50 higher than the 9. Yep. Good call, it's an ace.
wow.
All right, there we go. Let's go all of it lower.
Bet in the house, $300 lower than that ace. It's a 5. You got $600 now. Move that 5 up to the second row, give you additional $400 in betting money. It brings you up to an even $1,000. You've got a 5.
I don't want to change that. Let's go 200 higher.
All right, $200 higher than a 5. Yes, it's a king.
1,000 lower.
Big bet, $1,000. We do not want to see an ace here. Lower than the king. Yes, it's a 3. $2,200 now.
All of it higher.
Ooh, risking it all. If you see a 2, that's game up. Otherwise, you've got $4,400. $2,200 higher than the 3. It's a 10. $4,400 for you, Kevin. We move up that 10. It's big bet time. You must bet at least $2,200 on this one.
I'm going to try a change.
Okay, which one you want to change with?
How about with number 1?
Changing with number 1. All right, very important change on this one. Your big bet card goes from a 10 to a queen.
Ooh.
Must bet at least $2,200.
Let's do 1 ace. Let's do 1 king. Let's go. I'm going to save 1,000, so let's go 3,400 lower.
All right, big bet, $3,400. You either finish with $1,000 or you're going to finish with $7,700. Sorry, $7,800. Excuse me. 3,400 lower than the queen. It's a 4. We got it. Congratulations, sir. $7,800 added to your winnings. You're now up to a 3-game cash total of $43,800. And you are still our reigning champion. And with that, folks, we're going to take a quick commercial break. When we come back, we'll find Kevin a new opponent right after this. So stay tuned. Welcome back to Card Sharks here. Kevin, still our champion with $43,800. He's ready to take on his next opponent. Playing against him in our second game here today, we have Brody. Brody, welcome.
Hello.
Oh.
Brody, welcome back, sir. Are you ready to play some Card Sharks?
You bet I am.
All right, well, best of luck to you. You cut the cards before the show, correct?
Yeah.
All right, well, good luck to you both. Let's get this game started with question 1, going to our champion, Kevin. Kevin, we asked 100 comic book fans, which superpower would you rather have? The power of invisibility or the power of X-ray vision? How many of 100 comic book fans said they'd rather have the power of invisibility?
I'm not much of a comic book guy, so I'm going to have to go off what I think would be more popular, invisibility or X-ray vision. I don't know. I personally, I prefer invisibility over X-ray vision. I don't want to see certain things. So I'm going to say 54%
54 out of 100 say they rather have the power of invisibility. Brody, higher or lower than 54?
Well, X-ray vision is a pretty good power because you'll be able to see through things like like buildings, like you get the idea. Visibility, you'll be like no one will even see you unless you're trying to beat up like bad guys or something. So I would probably say higher.
Let's say even higher than that. Actual number of people that would rather have the power of invisibility versus the power of X-ray vision is 67. It is higher.
All right.
All right, so that means Brody, you get control of your cards first. The challenger starts this game of Card Sharks with a 3.
Higher.
Higher than the 3. It's a 4.
Higher.
Higher than the 4. Oh no, another 4. Lose both of those cards. The champion gets a free shot with this base card, a 6.
The champion wants to go higher.
Higher than the 6. It's an 8.
Freeze.
Gonna freeze right there, taking the 1 card advantage early in this matchup. So we move on to question number 2. This one goes to our champion, our challenger, Brody. Brody, we asked 100 superhero fans, which superhero do you like more, Superman or the Flash? How many of 100 people said they are fans of the Flash? As I'm getting completely tongue-tied today.
Yeah.
But that's only my first one, so it's not as bad.
Well, the Flash, I seen the Flash on on TV. Not really much into Superman. Since his only weakness is kryptonite. I'd probably say that the Flash is probably going to be a little bit somewhere of a middle number because I'm pretty sure people would probably pick Superman over the Flash. So I'll say 48.
48 out of 100 said they'd rather be the Flash. Kevin, higher or lower than 48?
I'll go lower. I agree with Brody.
It's a little lower than that. Actual number of people that would rather be the Flash versus being Superman is 44. It is a little lower.
I knew he was right in the ballpark, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Kevin, you got control of the cards. You got that 8.
Kevin's changing that 8.
All right, Kevin is going to change the 8 with the next card off the top of the deck. The 8 now becomes a Queen.
That's much better. Let's go lower.
Lower than the Queen. It's a 3.
Higher.
Higher than the 3. Another Queen.
Oh, the ladies are being good to me. Let's go lower.
For first game of the match at $250, lower than the Queen. It's a 7. He's got it. Another $250 for Kevin, giving him the first game of the match. Up to $44,050 in cash now. Brody needs to tie it up with this game, so we'll deal out the next cards off the top of the deck. If you remember what's been played out of your deck, it helps you a lot and continue on to the game. And first question of this second game goes to our champion, Kevin. Kevin, we asked 100 music fans, which one would you rather learn instantly? Learn how to play the drums perfectly, or learn how to play the guitar perfectly, instantaneously? How many of 100 people said they'd like to learn how to play the drums instantly?
Ooh. Well, I mean, this is right up my alley, being in music and all. I personally would want to learn the guitar instantaneously because, in my opinion, that's a much more difficult instrument to master than the drums. And I know because I played percussion in junior high band. This one time at band camp? No, wait, that's another. That's you save that for the match games. We don't need to hear that story just
right.
So the question was, how many would rather learn the drums?
Yes, instantly learn the drums perfectly versus instantly learning the guitar perfectly.
I think that's going to be a low number. I'll say about 33.
33 out of 100 said they'd rather learn the drums instantly. Brody, higher or lower than 33?
Well, Kevin's right about playing the drums instantly because playing the guitar would probably be more easier than playing the drums because I personally find both of those, both the drums and the guitar, very difficult for me because my hands are not very coordinated when it comes to playing either the drums or the guitar, and I haven't played either of them, so I'll probably say higher.
I'm gonna say even higher than that. The actual number of people that would prefer to instantly learn the drums perfectly versus instantly learn the guitar perfectly is 46. It is higher.
Okay.
I personally think the drums are actually harder because of the coordination. Have to be able to keep time for the song.
Well, yeah,
That's me.
Stuff. That makes sense.
I've been a drummer for over, about 13 years. I didn't take a single lesson in my life.
Rock on!
And the drums are a little bit easier than the guitar.
I just said they're particularly harder for me, but you may be right there. Maybe I just need to practice more. I don't know. All right, Brody, we go to you with your card, your base card for this game. Need this one to tie it up. You start with a 5.
Well, that's a bit of a good card. I'll say higher.
All right, going on higher than a 5. Yes, it's a jack.
I'll go lower.
Hey, lower than the jack. Yes, it's a 10.
I'm gonna freeze it there.
Want to freeze it there, keeping the champ away from his cards, needing 2 more to win this round. As we go to question number 2, this one goes to Brody. Brody, we asked 100 people, would you rather live around a noisy neighbor or live around a nosy neighbor? How many of 100 people said they'd rather live around a nosy neighbor?
Well, either way, you're pretty much screwed because if a nosy neighbor, if you live around a nosy neighbor, he's probably gonna know. He or she will probably know, pretty much your sex life. Like if you have a wife or girlfriend or something, and you have a noisy neighbor who probably play the drums loud, or maybe like doing a rock band, and that would pretty much kill your eardrum. So I'd probably say that's going to be a little bit of a low number, say 40.
40 out of 100 said they'd rather live next to a nosy neighbor. Kevin, higher or lower than 40?
Lower.
It's even lower than that.
Yeah, I'd rather have a noisy than a nosy.
Yes. And I almost felt like that question was directed toward Eric for some reason all of a sudden. Like Again, just calling it like I see it, folks, here. That's all I do.
Yeah.
Actual number of people that would rather live next to a nosy neighbor versus a noisy neighbor is 35. It is lower.
Yeah.
All right, Kevin, needing this game to win the matchup. Start with your base card on this one. A jack.
Lower than the jack.
Lower than the jack. Yes, it's an 8, right up the middle.
Oh, boy. Lower.
Risking it lower than the 8. No, it's a 10. You lose those 2 cards. Brody, a free shot with your 10.
Lower.
Lower than the 10. Oh, an 8.
Damn it!
Lose that one there, so you still have a 2-card lead over the champion. As we go to question number 3, this one goes to Kevin. Kevin, we asked 100 people, would you rather be 3 feet shorter or 3 feet taller? How many of 100 people said they'd rather be 3 feet shorter?
I think that's going to be a low number. I'm going to go in the ballpark of saying, let's go about 39.
39 out of 100 said they'd rather be 3 feet shorter. Brody, higher or lower than 39?
I gotta say that's gonna be higher.
Just a little bit higher than that. We'll see. The actual number of people that would prefer to be 3 feet shorter versus being 3 feet taller is 25. It is not higher.
Wow. 1/4 of the survey.
Mm-hmm. Kevin, free shot with you. You got that jack.
Lower.
And keep the jack and go lower. A deuce.
Now we're talking. Let's go higher.
Higher than the deuce. It's an 8 right up the middle.
Okay, now I'm not going to be stupid this time. I'm going to freeze.
Freezing right there. Just needing both players now needing 2 cards to win this game in the matchup here, and we are at our fourth and final question. Someone must win on this play of the cards. This question goes to you, Brody. We asked 100
Alright.
people, would you rather add 3 hours to each day or add 1 extra day to the week? How many of 100 people said they'd rather have an extra day added onto their week?
Wow. Well, if you have like an extra day of the week, it'll probably be either like it could be like a work day, so that way you'll probably get paid more. I'll probably say it's gonna be a bit of a middle number, so I'll say 50, right in the middle.
Right in the middle for 50. Kevin, higher or lower than 50?
I agree, but then I disagree. I think if we had an extra day in the week, I would think that people would rather have 3-day weekends as opposed to 2-day weekends. Because how many times have we all said that the weekend is never long enough, right? So let's
yes. Just
Yeah,
yes.
I totally agree with Kevin.
All right, so you're gonna say
higher
than that. For all important control of this one, the actual number of people that would prefer to have an extra day added to their week versus adding 3 hours to every day is 57. Is a little bit higher.
Wow.
All right, Kevin, you've got control of the cards. Here's the situation. You've got the 8. You could change that 8 if you'd like. You need 2 cards to win. Brody has a 10. He cannot change his cards. He also needs 2 games to win. But remember, if you win this round, Kevin, you win the game and the match. So it's your choice. Do you want to play your cards or do you want to pass it to Brody?
I would like to take fate into my own hands, and I would like to change that 8.
All right, you're going to play your cards and changing the 8. A very important change on this one. That 8 now becomes a 10.
Oh.
Wow. Okay.
What do we read?
Gee whiz.
Not the best change.
Yeah, you
No,
got
it really isn't.
you got to call it now.
Oh, I know I do. You know what? I'm going to take a big risk here and go higher.
Think it's higher than the 10. Higher than the 10. It's an ace!
Oh no!
Bye-bye, Brody. Lower.
As long as it's not an ace, you win the game and the match to retain the championship. Lower than the ace. It's a 3. He's done it!
Damn
Wow.
With an amazing call right there, Kevin wins the game and the match. He's got $44,300. Brody, we thank you for playing. We got some nice parting gifts for you. And with that, folks, we're going to take another commercial break. When we come back, Kevin's going to take a shot at the money cards. We'll do that right after this. Stay tuned.
it! Damn it!
Welcome back here to Card Sharks. Kevin, still our champion here. He's up to $44,300, and he's going to take his shot here for another $32,000 in our bonus round. Cards have already been dealt out during the break, and if you're ready to play, sir, good luck to you. Here's your $200, and we start you off with this base card of a 5.
Let's change it with number 3, please.
Changing with card number 3, that 5 now becomes a 9.
Well, no 32,000 today. Let's go 50 lower.
All right, minimum bet again, $50, lower than the 9. No, it's a jack. You lose 50
That's
there.
okay.
Got 150, but a little bit better card now.
Yeah, let's go 100 lower.
$100, lower than the jack. Yes, it's a 10. Back up to 250.
All right, let's go 150 lower.
All right, $150, lower than the 10. Yes, it's an 8. Look at there, 4 cards straight on the bottom. That's not bad. If we move up to 8 there, we'll give you additional $400 there. You're up to $800 now, and you have that 8.
Let's go ahead and change that with number 2, please.
Changing with number 2, that 8 now becomes another 8.
That's all right. Let's go 100 higher.
Betting $100, higher than the 8. No, it's a 5. You lose the $100 there, down to $700.
I'll go 300 higher.
All right, $300, higher than the 5. Nope, it's another 5. That's a push. No win, no loss there. You still got $700 and another 5.
Same bet, 300 higher.
All right, going with the same bet again. $300 higher than the 5. Yes, it's an ace.
Now we're talking.
$1,000. We move up the ace to the big bet square. You must bet at least 500 on this one.
No, I must bet it all. Brandon, lower.
Bet in the house. Can't lose on this one. Looking for $1,000. Lower than the ace. Yes, it's a 6. He got it. Nicely done, sir. $2,000 in this bonus round. Add that to your previous winnings. You now have a 4-game cash total of $46,300 in cash. And our thanks. And you will be back with us on our next episode. Defend your championship once again. Well, Kevin's done very well for himself on the show here. Over $46,000 he's won. Will anybody be able to stop him? We'll have to find out next time right here on Card Sharks. But again, thanks to everybody in the audience for playing. Thanks for you guys at home for watching. Remember, if you like the series, click that like button down below and share the video with your friends. And if you've not subscribed yet to my channel, please hit the subscribe button and ring the bell. That way you never miss an episode of Card Sharks or any of the great games I have here at MVG Productions. And until the cards are dealt out once again and we have a shot at some more money, I'm your host, Braden Scruggs, saying thanks for watching. We'll see you next time on Card Sharks. Bye for now, folks.